don't even worry.
Salutations, Dufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming back at you with another special presentation. I really enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy following and supporting people. And recently, I've been bitten by the bug of showing you the people that I follow and that follow me and that I uplift and vice versa. And having said that, I have another very special person to introduce to you today. This person has an amazing smile. That's one thing I noticed about him. Now, yes, I've been showing off his body all over social media, very scandally clad, but he has an amazing smile and there's a story there. And I can't wait for you guys to meet him. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Noah J. Richter. Say hi.
Hey, how are you?
How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for allowing me to have you because you were busy, you were
Uh,
working, and you
oh,
were trying to fit me in, and you were able to do so.
yes,
I
absolutely.
appreciate that.
Okay.
So, loosen up. It's not going to be one of them crazy Barbara Walters interviews. Yeah, yeah. So, tell me, where are you from?
I'm originally from Maryland. I
Oh,
always tell people I'm from DC because that's like the most common place, but I'm originally from Durwood, Maryland, which is like 20 minutes from DC. So I just say DC, but Maryland is actually the place. So shout out to DMV.
nice, nice. What was it like growing up right there in the DMV?
It was awesome. It's like your own little bubble, very diverse. Everyone's super friendly, a big community, and there's like lots of things to do, all that stuff. I loved it. I did want to get out. Like when I went to college, I definitely went out of my comfort zone. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, like you grew up in a bubble. Like there's so much to like more to like the US and the world and like everything like that. Like, so I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got out, but I love it. Love going back home.
One thing I like about the DMV area is it is a hotbed for successful Black people. Like there are so many affluent Black communities in the DMV area, and I appreciate that. And was that your upbringing as well?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
see, so yeah, so it's just, I love that. I mean, I don't know what I would have done because I'm in Philadelphia, so I don't know what I would have done. Yeah, I'm in Philly. I don't know what I would have done. What? Say it again. Have you
It's
been
that East
here?
Coast.
Have
Yeah,
you
no, I
been?
have.
Okay, did you like it?
I did. I loved it.
Okay,
I
I
haven't been
like
back in a long. Yeah.
Well, I like it, but it's time for me to go. But anyway, like I was saying, I don't know what what I would have done had I been able to grow up in a place where the White House was like right there. You know,
It's crazy because it's like I always tell people like they're like, oh, like you in DC, you live in Maryland, like why don't you go down to the White House? Why don't you go down to DC? And I'm like, one, it's kind of like when you live in Florida and you don't go to the beach every day, but people are
right,
like, why aren't you at the beach every day? It's like you have it in your backyard.
right,
Like I don't see what's so special about it. But now, like when I go back, I'm like, I appreciate that now.
right. So tell us, you said you got out of your comfort zone for college. Where did you go to college and for what?
Okay, so I went to the University of Kentucky. I went for diving, so it's very sports specific. Out of high school, didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know where I wanted to go. I just knew that I wanted to get out of Maryland and like explore and step out of my comfort zone. So I literally just picked a whole bunch of states and I applied to these schools, and if they accepted me or not, most of them didn't, but I got in. So I didn't know anything about Kentucky. Really didn't know where it was. I just applied because I was like, oh, well, why not? A beautiful state, beautiful school. I love Bleed Blue, all that stuff. But it definitely is a culture shock. There is definitely a lot less diversity. When I first stepped on campus, I was like, oh, wait, am I the only Black person? Like, where y'all at?
Right.
So, yeah, it's gotten better now. But like when I first moved in like 2012, I was just like, wow, like it's really white here. So yeah, so that was a big change. And it's funny because like whenever I go back to DC now, I'm like, oh, like I feel so much more like at peace because I'm not like the only Black person or like the only person of color like in the room or like walking down the
Right.
street.
Right.
But I appreciate it. Like I do like being in those situations too, because I get to put myself in somebody else's shoes and kind of step back and be like, oh, okay, like not everywhere is going to be like as diverse or as comfortable as I wanted to. And I think that's really helped me like grow as a person and individual too.
You know, one thing I like about being sometimes, because I'm in that situation too. There were other Blacks, but they were few. But
Yeah.
what I like is that when you are in those circumstances and situations, you get to be the version of Black that they meet. So you get to be kind, you get to be
Yeah.
loving, you get to be non-threatening, you get to be less
Yeah.
aggressive, so you get to pretty much be their first impression of a Black man. Speaking of a
Pretty
Black
much.
man, tell these people how tall you are.
I am 5'11",
So am I.
but I wear Timbs
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
wintertime. So I'm
Yeah.
above that 6 foot mark.
So
I
tell
love
them how
yeah.
much you weigh.
I'm 215 right now currently. So I
Exactly.
range, yeah, I fluctuate. 215, 220. I'm trying to get up there.
Oh,
It's bulking season, so I'm trying to.
yes, I was going to say all muscle. And you know what the one thing, because I'm always showing you on my page, like I'm always stealing your videos.
I
I'm
know
always
I
showing,
do.
yes, yes, it's me. You're talking to that one. But
Uh,
what I love about you is no matter your size, because you're a big guy, you're very flexible. Like you can move, like, and I mean move, you dance, you do so much. And I look at other guys that I show off and they're big like that and they can't move. You can move.
yeah, the shoulders are locked. The shoulders are locked.
Right. So your degree was actually in diving or what? You went to school on a
So
scholarship for diving. Exactly. I'm
yeah,
like, okay, scholarship for
scholarship.
diving. What was your major?
Yes. So scholarship for diving. So my major when I first went into college was computer engineering.
Okay.
I'm not fit to be a computer engineer. Just let me put that there. But I was like, oh, let me try it. Like let me figure this out. So did that for the first 2 to 3 years of my
Oh,
like
wow.
college experience.
Mhm.
Got into my junior year, and being a D1 athlete is totally different because it's basically having a job full time. Like I trained 30 hours a week. And on top of that, I was doing an engineering degree. Like, child, the stress was there. So I eventually got to a point where I had to choose either between athletics or academics.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, I'm loving diving, and I'm not loving, computer engineering. So let me just like drop that. So then they were like, all right, well, you can restart your major and be in school for another 3 years,
Uh-huh.
or you could go off and branch into like another degree that kind of resembled engineering. And I was like, well, I don't have money to be,
Right.
college. So I ended up being a math major.
Okay.
So
Smart.
thank you, smart. So I graduated. There were 11 people in my class. I graduated with a math major degree. What am I doing with it now? Not a damn thing, but we made it. We made it.
No, and I just want everybody to know we are not ignoring it. He is at work. He took this at work. So if you hear his computer
Yeah,
going off, it's because this boy
yeah.
has a career. He's not just muscles for us to look at on the internet. No, he has a career. Notice I did not say job. He has a career. So if you hear that going off, I'm allowing it. Okay. I'm on his time. So, like, yes. So, math. So, with that, what are you doing right now?
So right now I am a social media analyst.
Mhm.
I do that for actually iHeartRadio.
Okay.
So when I first got out of college, I worked for University of Kentucky doing social media, and I stopped doing that in July actually of this
Mhm.
year. So now I'm into doing social media for iHeartRadio.
Wow.
I work for the Black Information Network. So it's super cool. I love it. I love my job. The people I work with are awesome. Everything's going well right now.
Uh-huh.
So I couldn't be happier.
That let me tell you that in itself, like you're doing well. You're doing
Thank
quite
you.
well. And I congratulate you. You're doing very, very well. And it's just like, and it's so funny for you to say, yeah, and that degree that I have, I'm doing absolutely nothing with, but no, it helped because I'm
Yeah.
sure that you make sure those zeros in your check are right. Girl,
Yeah.
pay me my money, pay me my money.
Very much, yes.
Okay, let me just, we got to talk about the body. We got to talk about the body. So look at you, like, look, I'm at work, don't start. All right, listen, how many views do you have on TikTok? Because I noticed you on Instagram, and then I
Yeah.
went over to your TikTok and I was like, he's a star. Like,
Yeah, thank you. I think I have 6 million. I haven't checked. I think I'm at like 250 something followers and
uh-huh.
6 million views, I think, something like
Yes.
that. So
That right there illustrates to the public right now that yes, your followers, they follow you and they support you,
yeah,
but you're being
yeah,
seen by millions more. So I try to tell people, don't let those numbers dictate to you what you
right.
do because you're being seen. Just keep doing it, keep posting. And I love it because you always post and you never disappoint. That body is
Thank
amazing,
you. I mean,
amazing.
I put so much time into it. It's
Yes.
just like
How
having
much
a child.
time? How much time do you
So
put
I
in?
work out during the week. I work out twice a day.
Okay.
Uh, so I'll do like an hour in the mid-morning day
Mhm.
range, just get my body moving. And
Uh-huh.
then at night, I'll go to the gym and I'll spend about 2.5 hours, just working out, doing the
Would you
grind.
say that fitness is your obsession?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been athletic growing up.
Uh-huh.
It's funny because in high school, I never stepped foot in a gym. So like for diving, we always did like core exercises or everything we did was like body weight.
Right.
So I was pretty skinny, but I was pretty like well built, like I had a good
Uh-huh.
foundation. And so when I first went to college, they were like, all right, we're going to put you in a weight room and see how you do. And I blew up. I gained 30 pounds of muscle. Like I went from being like, I entered college at 150.
Right.
And the first semester, I gained 30 pounds and I was 180. And I
Oh
was
my.
like, and everybody freaked out. They were like, what? Like, what's going on? And like, I'm built like a football player. Like I'm built
Yes,
to
you
run track.
are.
So it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
I'm not built to be a diver, but I love diving. I love flipping, all that stuff. So we
I
made it work.
saw you at your size now diving, and I'm like, and get it.
No, for
It
real.
wasn't weird for me. I got excited because I'm like, this big boy can do everything. Like, I like
Ooh,
that because flexibility is so important. Getting
it
those
is.
joints moving and things like that. I come from in college, I was biology, but I left college and went into fashion and got a chance to, go to Paris for 6 months and model. And, but I learned in the industry how important it was to stretch and how important it was to stay limber. And even for
Yes,
singing, now get it. I work out. I'm short. I'm smaller now because of COVID and also having to fit these dresses. But from now, I'm getting to a point in my career where the dresses can be made to fit me. I don't have to fit them. So I'm going back
yes.
into the gym like I
You got it.
was. And yeah, my
Yes.
arms, yeah, yeah, yeah. So one thing I said all that to say is that, I really appreciate flexibility and cardio and things like that. And when I see big guys doing it, like I was saying, even for singing, I used to do my workout. So I would do my workout Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, chest, upper
Mhm.
body, things like that. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, legs. Like I was one of those. I was addicted to it.
There you
So
go.
yes,
Okay.
but every single day after every single exercise, I did 30 minutes on the elliptical every day. But
Good.
that was for my lung capacity because like I'm a mezzo soprano. So I had to be able to, and like I sing songs that are a lot of like different, there's a lot of different moving around with notes and that's how I write them. So I had to be able to do that. I remember when I first started and I had taken off from the gym and I'm in there trying to sing. I have one of those songs called Love Overload. It's on my first album, my first thing. And I'm singing all through the rafters and they looking at me like, baby, like I'm about to pass out. And he's like, you need to do the elliptical. And I'm like, well, I work out every day. He's like, no, lung capacity. So shout out to Robert Wynn, my first producer, who taught me to use the elliptical because ever since that, now I'm like, people are like, oh, will you come sing? And I'm like, let me see. It depends on how many days I can get on that elliptical. So,
I love
so
that.
yes. So my God, iHeartRadio. Oh my God, what are your hobbies? What do you do for fun?
What do I do for? The gym.
Yes, I knew it. Listen, I asked, but I knew that's what it was going to be. The gym. So like, here we go again. Same question. What are your hobbies?
So,
And
well,
wait,
okay.
before you
I
answer,
love,
wait. Before you answer,
okay.
time out. I'm
Okay.
asking hobbies because I have seen your social media videos where you're like singing, Kelly Rowland. You're like you have what I'm saying
Okay.
is you have personality, and I'm here
Yeah.
for it. So now answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Period. Okay. I mean, I grew up loving to sing, loving to dance. I'd be strutting my stuff. You let me in the club, I'll be dancing on the dance floor. Like I'm the first one to be there. I really just love being creative and love anything about the arts, you know, whether it's singing.
Went out.
We fix it.
Okay.
What's that? Are we good?
Yeah. You sound far away though.
Yeah, singing, dancing, any of that kind of stuff. I did some theater when I was little too. But I don't know, just anything to keep your body like in motion and my brain active, you know.
See, but you know what I love, and I didn't mean to get deep on you. I'm not getting deep on you, but what I love is I wanted to showcase you because you personify what it is like to be a Black man and literally have a life full of enrichment. You know, I started in the projects. Yes, I did. Little old me. I started in the projects, but I got the opportunity to move to the suburbs and it was up really mobile from then. But I'm going to say this. I love seeing us born to parents that plan for us, that want us, that
Yeah,
have the sex to make sure they have us.
yeah.
And because it's a different mentality. Like I had friends like that in school, and I always noticed that they were never afraid of the world. And that's one thing with you. Like I listened, and as you talk, you're like, listen, I just picked the college, and wherever I go, I just and went, like you weren't afraid of the world. Like because of the suburbs, it was kind of placed into me. I moved to the suburbs when I was 10. And then like, I literally was like trying to be a model in New York City. And then I wasn't getting anywhere. And one of the directors said, you need to go to Paris. And I literally hopped on a plane and flew to Paris, like on a one-way ticket. Like I wasn't even coming back. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, I stayed 6 months and then I had to come back. But like that, what I love about is you don't have any fear. You have no fear.
I just don't like to be placed in a box.
What you say? I said, what?
I said I just don't like being placed in a box. I'm just very like,
Exactly.
I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that.
What's your birth sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Ah, good. A Cancerian. Okay, I'm a Libra. So we have that in common. Don't think you know us. We can change. Like we don't think we're going to do this. This is not Madonna's Vogue. Like, yeah, like we're gonna break out. That's why I asked you on. I didn't ask you on to get in your business or ask you any deep, complex questions. I just wanted to show how beautiful you are. Because you are. And when I say that, I don't just mean that exterior, I mean internally as well. Like when I look at people, I'm a shaman. So that just, I see a lot of things. So when I look at you online, there is just such a high vibration of love and light and laughter, like you. And my thing is like, people always say, yes, we have bad days. Yes, it's for social media. So yeah, we don't always act like that. I mean, right now you're at work, but yeah, but it's still, you still vibrate so much higher. And part of me followed you because I was like, I want that in my life. I want to be connected to that, and it's so crazy because a lot of the guys, I have this little known Instagram page, just this little Instagram page.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But, like, it's kind of funny because when I see a new guy, I kind of like, I follow them and then I introduce myself. But, now these guys are like, I don't know you. Like, first of all, what are you? That's first question. What are you?
Right.
But, so, and then like, I love it because then what happens is they go to listen or see who I am, and they click a video and they
Uh-huh.
hear like, okay, inspiration, power, be authentic. I still don't know what the hell it is, but it's vibrating high. And
Yeah.
that's why I brought you on, because it's just, you vibrate so high. So
I
tell me,
appreciate that.
you're welcome. Are you an only child?
I'm not. I'm the middle child, actually.
Oh, the middle child. So
Yeah.
that's why you're like, see me, hear me,
No,
know me.
literally. No, my brother was, straight A student,
Yes.
got full ride scholarship, anything he did, and then here comes me. They're like, oh, like, how are you doing in school? I mean, C's, like, they're passing, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
My
And then you
brother,
end up with a degree in math. And then you end up with a degree in math.
exactly. Like, I'm out here trying. Don't count me out, but I'm just on a different path.
Yeah. And then you
So.
have a what, younger sister or another brother?
And then I have a younger sister, yeah, younger
Okay,
sister.
good.
She's in college right now. We're
Okay.
about so I'm 4 years younger than my brother, and then
Mhm.
3 years older than my sister. So
Nice.
right there in the middle.
Yes, yes, yes. So, oh my God, I'm not even going to keep you long, because I know that you are at work and working at iHeartRadio. They are looking at you like, what are you doing on this time? We need to make
Right.
sure. Okay, so I know this. So with respect, tell us what how does your meal, like your meal prep, how is that? Because you have such a pristine body, and it's so funny you said bulking, but like even with your size, you're ripped to death. Like it's tight. Like you can see
Yeah.
striation, you can
Thanks.
see
Yeah.
all of that. So how do you maintain that?
So I'm still blessed to have a pretty fast metabolism still.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely slowed down since college. Like I used to be like eating whatever I wanted, anytime I wanted, and like nothing would happen. Ever since I stopped doing athletics, I've still like my body is still working all the time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is great and which I love. I plan meals, lunch and dinner for the whole week. I'll eat on the weekends. Like on
Okay.
weekends, I'll do cheat meals and all that stuff. But during the
Yes.
week, I'll eat pretty clean. And
Okay.
it's not only like eating clean just for my body, but like also like bills and all that stuff. Like
Yes.
eating groceries are expensive.
Yes.
So
Tell them.
yes, yeah. So and plus, I love food.
Mm.
The first person to tell you I love all types of food, any kind of food, I will eat nonstop. But I
Because you're
also don't,
dancing
yeah,
as soon as you eat it, you're burning it.
but I also don't really care what I eat. So like I literally can eat the same thing every day and not get tired of it. So
Okay.
meal prep works. Yeah, so meal prep works well for me. I'll have chicken,
Yeah.
vegetable, rice
Yeah.
for lunch and dinner,
Yeah.
and that's okay with me.
Yeah.
I love it. It's super clean. I don't really just my body will break down fatty foods and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
that's not really like what I want to fuel my body. Like I
Okay.
work so hard at the gym and I work so hard to like keep my figure that I don't want to, sabotage it. I don't want to poison it.
Yeah.
I want to feed it nutrition and the nutrients like that it needs, to be able to get in the
Yes.
gym and keep showing off my body. So
I have a question before we go. Are
yes,
you
keeps
going to audition, move into acting, move into theater? Please say yes. Please.
um
No.
so I have auditioned for a couple like reality TV shows.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. That's a good question. I've never really been asked that before. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Like I did musical theater growing up,
Yeah.
and I'm a very just like extroverted person, and I
Yes.
love putting myself in new situations.
Yes.
So I'm definitely open to it. I won't shy away from the situation, but currently right now I'm not seeking to do that. I'm
Okay.
kind of staying in my lane. If something happens and I'm like, okay, let's try it.
Reality TV. Nah.
I know. Yeah.
I'm talking about Broadway. I'm talking about, yeah, theater or even a movie. Like you have
Yeah.
no, because you have no, because get this, when I was in Paris, I was trying to get signed. Like it really was who you knew. I turned around,
Hmm.
shot with a famous photographer, and got signed to 3 agencies in one day. Before they wouldn't even take me, wouldn't even look at me. But the woman said to me, keep trying because you have an amazing smile. And that was 2005. So she said to
Yeah.
me, you have an amazing smile. And that's one thing I noticed about when you smile, your whole soul smiles. Like everybody, like every muscle in your body smiles. So that's why you would light up our screens. You would light up Broadway. You have this personality that's like, hey, and please, listen, we can't just have Terry Crews. You got to represent for the big muscle boys.
Right.
Okay, because Terry Crews is
be
built to death. And I love Terry Crews. I've always loved Terry Crews because he was big. Like he was like, he's not trying to say to that Hollywood side. He was a big guy and he always,
Yeah, he's like the
I just want to see more of that. Listen, I'm boy crazy. I want to see more of that. That's why I depict the boys on my page. I'm like, listen, all of y'all gonna have careers when I'm done. Right. But yeah, so try for Broadway, try for movies.
Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to it. If anything comes on the line, you never know. You never know what 22 is going to bring. You never know what 23 is going to bring. So get back to me in a year or two. We'll see.
Okay. So they're treating you good at iHeartRadio, right?
Yeah, I love iHeartRadio.
Okay, awesome. Good. Tell everybody where they can find you, and then I have to let you get back to work. Online, social media.
Yes. All my handles are the same. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I don't really use Facebook. TikTok, all at Noah J. Richter. Okay. And that's everything. You can find me, follow me. I'm always dancing, doing something crazy. Right now on TikTok, I'm doing 25 days of Christmas, and I'm being Black Santa.
Yes, so, I see.
If you want to do that, yeah, exactly.
I see. I saw.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to see some fun content, some fun fitness content, anything, anything just really make your day and just like bring a smile to your face while still, doing a little thirst trap kind of stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so long.
So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. This was a breath of fresh air, and you were yourself, glowing and smiling and so happy. Now get back to work. Say bye to these people.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for having me.